Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Pete Turner. I'm the MD of Kairos, and I've been in this position for just over a year now. I'm going to tell you a bit about the Kairos story, and particularly about the update on the lithium side. Kairos really is a Western Australian-focused company. We're an exploration company, but we also have a 1.6 million ounce gold project in the Pilbara, near De Grey Mining's Hemi deposit. So we can call ourselves a resource development company as well. We've got about 2,500 square kilometres of Western Australian ground, and a lot of our tenements actually surround the large lithium mines in the Pilbara and now in the goldfields. So what I'm going to do today is talk to you a little bit about and give you an update on how the lithium is going. And it's been a particularly busy couple of weeks for us. We've just raised $10.5 million and invited Global Lithium as a cornerstone investor at 10% of our stock, and we've just completed a rights issue. So the title of the talk today is Testing Tier 1 Lithium Systems in Western Australia, and I think it's quite appropriate. I will be giving some forward-looking statements today. Just Kairos in a snapshot. Currently trading around the 20, I haven't checked it recently, but 2.3 to say 2.1 cents. Market capitalisation between 50 and 60 million. And that's something I want you guys to note. We are a very, very small, have a very small market capitalisation really for the projects that we have in the company. And the board really considers that the capitalisation of the company is really captured with the gold project alone. So it gives some really good leverage on the lithium story. EV over resource is about $30 on a gold only basis. We've invited Global Lithium as a 10% shareholder, and they've taken up their rights to remain at 10%. And you can see there on the right-hand side the current share price. We have spiked before, and it's largely been on discussion and starting drilling on another lithium project called Lucky Sump at Mount York next to Pilgangora, and that story certainly hasn't finished yet. And of course the board of directors there, we've got a really keen board of directors that are really specialised in their own areas, headed up by Klaus Eckhoff, pretty well-known mining entrepreneur, Phil Coulson on the financing side, Mark Calderwood on technical, and Zane Lewis on corporate compliance. Just talk a little bit about the financing story. It was closed out today, but essentially it came in two parts. An equity raising to Global Lithium as a cornerstone investor for $4 million, and followed through with a non-renounceable, fully underwritten rights issue on a one for five basis to raise 6.5. So we've got about 10 in the bank and cashed up nicely for the programs that we are going to continue on with, and particularly drilling. Kairos is a drilling-focused company. We're a discovery-focused company, and we feel that giving shareholders the best of what we got, we need to drill those targets and basically move forward to discovery. I might just mention that the deal with Global Lithium, there is a technical collaboration agreement that we did sign with them. It gives them really no rights on the project. It's only an equity level investment. It gives them no rights on the project itself. Just talking about Roe Hills. Roe Hills is 100 k's east of Kalgoorlie and set up nicely for all the logistical support that we need. We got about just over 300 square kilometres of ground that adjoins Manna, and in fact Global Lithium did put out a new resource estimate today on Manna. It creeps up in grade and a few additional million tonnes as well. So we're very encouraged by that. I know Global Lithium is very bullish on Manna, and I think you'll see soon that they will commence drilling on a 50,000 metre program that they've said. We indeed will start drilling at our Black Cat project, which I'll talk about in a second, and hopefully we will be drilling by the end of next week. So we are moving forward very, very quickly. But the Roe Hills area it's an interesting area. It's not just known for lithium. Both companies, both us and Global Lithium, have announced effectively discoveries in the rare earth space as well. Somewhat by mistake in the sense of Global Lithium. They were drilling for lithium and hit some extremely high-grade rare earth intercepts there, which they're currently evaluating. And we feel that this area is not just going to be extremely interesting for lithium, but we also feel that it might actually put this area on the map for rare earths as well. And I'll talk a little bit about our Blue Jay prospect as well, which we announced some months ago. So talking about Manna, you can see Manna there with the red lines. That's the Manna deposit. And our tenements are basically coloured in by the lithium grades in soils. And you can see a prospect there called Black Cat. Black Cat is 2.8 kilometres long. It's a really, really consistent lithium, cesium, beryllium, and tin anomaly. We've sampled it now 3 times, and it gets better and better. We also have Crystal Palace, which we believe to be the extension of the Manna system. And there's some other recently announced prospects of Healy Dam, Greyhound, and White Horse as well, which we also are very excited about. So in the short amount of time that we've really been looking for lithium, we've come up with some really quite startling anomalies. And to have a 2.8 kilometre long multi-element anomaly with some good grade lithium in the shadow of Manna is really something that we're quite proud of, and we just can't wait to drill it. In terms of the new rare earth element discovery or discoveries, I've said discoveries because we announced Blue Jay a good few months ago. Global Lithium announced in drilling some really, really high-grade intercepts there. There's one marked on the map there, 24.17% trio. It seems to be really quite an unusual series of rocks there that they're currently evaluating. And we think when we start our drilling, hopefully at the end of next week, we're actually going to drill some holes into our rare earths as well, and hopefully we're going to find a continuation of that same system. The Cardunia-Sina granite is that purpley thing on the map. We feel that that's a very, very important and weird granite in the overall system, and it wouldn't surprise me if we continue to come up with more discoveries and more interesting things as we go through, and particularly as we drill. So the planned drilling, really, it's 7,000 metres of RC. It's crept up, started off about a month ago to be 5,000. We believe that there's a lot more that we can do. So we've committed to about 7,000 metres of RC. Most of it will be in the lithium space, and particularly a lot of it is going to be at Black Cat, which you can see at the bottom there. Those warm colours are lithium grade. And I've complicated this slide by showing Blue Jay, which is not a lithium anomaly. It's actually a rare earth anomaly. And you can see just for effect, really, you can see the location of that and how many drill holes we're going to put into that. So 7,000 metres, but I've told the exploration manager already that you should start planning for more. If we hit spodumene pegmatites, which we hope are there at Black Cat, then we will be straight in there with a diamond rig, and it could be as quickly as a month to turn around and start drilling diamond core. But let's do the first reconnaissance drilling first and see what's there. And I think you'll see news flow once we have results back within 4 to 8 weeks. Let's talk. I'm going to move you to the Pilbara, talk about some of our lithium opportunities. This is a shot on our drilling at Lucky Sump. Lucky Sump is an interesting prospect. It's very close to Pilgangoora on our Mount York area. That rock sample there grades 1.91% lithia. It contains spodumene because we've tested it. And we drilled underneath and found extremely high tantalum numbers, but unfortunately not much lithium. Now, we were disappointed until we understood why. And I'm not going to go into the detail of it, but essentially, trust me here, we are in a fertile LCT pegmatite terrain at Mount York. We know that. We just feel that we have to do some additional drilling to actually find where the spodumene is. The tantalum is actually coming in a bit later and probably superseding the lithium. But we do have an extremely large portfolio of projects in the Pilbara. We've got over 2,000 square kilometres, and I don't have time to talk about all of them today, but I really just want to concentrate on one of them. It's a Croydon project. We announced back in October some soil anomalism at Croydon, and we've now followed it up with some really interesting satellite imagery work that we do on process satellite imagery. We're probably one of the only companies that deals and understands how to process the satellite imagery to really look at mineralized systems from surface. And often the satellite imagery is free. So what we've noticed with Croydon is we've combined information from the Geological Survey mapping with our satellite interpretation and some soil geochemistry that we've managed to do on an adjoining license. And our view is that there are pegmatites there mapped by the Geological Survey. At Croydon, we know that the pegmatites are mapped on the survey over 2 kilometres. We think, using the satellite imagery, that it's more like 3 kilometres, and we also think that it's a bit of a pegmatite swarm. So watch out for this one. We're trying to get access into this area, but it's an early project, but it's one we're very excited about. We just want to get on the ground and have a look at it. It is a little bit remote, but I'm hoping that we can find that those lithium numbers that we're getting in the soil geochemistry correspond to a lithium pegmatite. Haven't mentioned really anything about the 1.6 million ounce gold project, but it's there. It's a big system. When I started with Kairos, this was an 873,000 ounce project. I said that this is a big system, and we're now at 1.6, and I can promise you again that this is going to increase. However, the market is not exactly in favour of gold projects right now, and we see more benefit to our shareholders to look for lithium, but we're certainly moving the gold story forward. We are doing studies in the background, particularly in terms of the metallurgy, and hopefully we will be putting out some news on that as we go forward. So it is a big system, 49.2 million ounces at just over a gram for 1.6 million ounces. If we lower the cutoff to 0.3, this becomes actually quite a monster project, 70 million tonnes at 0.84 for just under 1.9 million ounces here. But we haven't finished. We've recognised certainly additional prospects on our licences that we can drill immediately. We've had some really good encouragement in historic drilling there, and the first thing we'll do is really target additional shallow gold in the nearby area. And certainly within that resource, about 1 million of those ounces are at around 1.5. So there's certainly high-grade pods within this system. It is a very, very large system, and certainly we could spend all our time drilling there. That's not our focus at the moment. So really, in terms of what I really want to emphasise today with you is that we're well funded. We don't have a large market cap. In fact, we have a very small market cap, but we are leveraged to discovery. And my technical team is extremely raring to go, really, to drill some lithium targets, both in the Pilbara, but first of all, we're gonna nail Black Cat and see what's really underneath those soil anomalies. Thanks ever so much for your time.